Hello and welcome back to UDL Farming. It's been a while since we last updated you on our progress. A few things have changed, admittedly. The first things you'll see is we actually now own a baler, a wrapper and a different mower. So the baler and wrapper is actually a mod. The wrapper goes on the back of the baler. The mod is by Kamilos0397. And we found it works really well. It speeds up our process of cutting the big grass field and baling it into silage. You can take the wrapper off and bale normally, which is quite handy. And the mower is the variation of the Novacat, which is already in game. The variation also allows for a secondary part to go on the sides to give a bigger width. We found our tractors aren't strong enough to pull it, so we're just using the front part. And that mod's by Amphu. But today we are trying to harvest our soybean field. The downside is at the minute it's autumn, so the ground is very wet. So we have got some little bits of maintenance to do. We have to go to our field and to our satellite farm, and do a few bits of the animals there. So we're just going to load up the front part of the tractor so we can attach the forks when we get there. They need water, they need food and things like that. So we'll quickly head over to Satellite Farm. We are basically just waiting for the ground to dry out. But yeah, we've been fairly busy. Millie and Nighthawk are currently at the biogas. We have a lot of bales there waiting to be loaded in, and we think some are ready to go in now. I think about 7 bales. So that's keeping us a steady income. We're a little bit worried that's probably our last grass harvest of the season, but time will tell. Chickens, we have multiplied our chickens by quite a bit. I think last time I looked was at about 27. I think we started with 15 originally. I could be wrong, it could be more. I can't quite remember exactly how many more. And we are due baby pigs soon as well. So we have got quite a lot going on as we hit winter. And we're over 8 months into our adventure. So we go past Nighthawk's farm. He's done some work on his farm and changed a few bits around as well, just to make it more usable. So just up here, you'll see from the screen I've tidied up the screen a little bit. I've got rid of the map and the icons, the controller icons. I just thought watching back some of the videos it looked a bit messy, so we thought we'd get rid of those, tidy up the screen a little bit. So for this year we've made money. We've taken some money off the loan, not a massive amount, but some. And we started on £50,000 and we've now got 47,250 left currently as it stands. So yeah, we're currently okay money wise. While we're here, we have also filled this up, the silage pit, and that is currently fermenting. It's 39%. I think there's about 200,000 litres of silage there, so that'll be a decent amount of money hopefully when we finally get to take it. So we just need to quickly put some more straw in the pigs and then water and then feed them, and then we'll head to the shop ready in preparation of leasing the harvester for harvesting the soybeans. The only issue we have found is the soybean price has crashed. So it's roughly about half the price it was at mid-spring. So we were thinking it's probably not worth us actually selling it straight away. Water is all topped up. Yeah, so we might have to keep it. We'll have a look at price in a minute, but I'm pretty sure the price is silly at the minute. So it's another crop we're going to have to store. We've still got 99,000 litres of wheat sat there. The price hasn't got anywhere near as good as we thought it would. So that is also still waiting. We just need to go into here for bale spikes. And then hopefully we can feed the pigs. I will need to do this outside the tractor, I think. So we've still got the same old tractors. We have looked at upgrading, and we've kind of figured we can't afford it. The other items have come first at this point. So now the pigs are fully fed, we need to have a look at them to see. So they are low on food actually. We are going to need to buy them some food or give them some. We have got barley actually and wheat in the silo. That little bit of barley that Nighthawk decided to plant, we could actually use that to feed the pigs, to be honest. So we've got 0.1 year for one pig to give birth, and we've got 0.0 year, so any time now one of our pigs should give birth. The other pigs are still young and growing. Chickens, yeah, we've got 27 chickens. We don't know where they've all come from. It's like they've just made friends and invited them to come and stay. We have got a lot of them. Eggs wise, we're not gaining a massive amount of eggs. Our actual 5 chickens, that the ones we started with, produce more eggs, or more frequently produce more eggs than our big load of chickens currently. I think a lot of them are young though and aren't mature, so they're not egg laying yet. I think that's half the issue, to be honest. So if we just put this back in here, we can pick up the bucket and we can go and get this barley, and hopefully we can give that to the pigs, and that will give them some more food currently. I'm not entirely sure what happens if you only feed pigs one type of food. Okay, so if we go under here, I've just realised I've turned my help section off, so I can't actually see if it's ready to unload into it. Let me just quickly put the help window back on so I can actually see. It's L3. That's what I couldn't remember. There we go. It's L3 to start filling barley. 200. That's like in one lump. So we'll get this round to the pigs, and that should keep them going for a little while.
Aren't you glad of my ideas?
I don't know, 200 litres of barley doesn't go very far, especially when there's baby pigs on the way.
It feeds your pigs. Otherwise you have to buy some.
I might still have to be fair. There we go. So let's just have a look at the pigs. They should be 250 litres of barley. That should keep them going for a little while. And obviously we're going to go and harvest our soybeans soon, so depending on price it might be worth giving them some of them. Although we are hoping to sell the crop rather than give it to the animals. So we'll take that off. So yeah, price wise, so the wheat is currently, it's going up. It's just dropped today, but it is going up a little bit. It's still, I'm not believing the price at the start of the year. I think it will go up a little bit more than it is currently. It has been on a rise. Well, hoping middle of winter it'll be a good decent price. But our soybeans is currently on an all-time low, which is annoying for us. So we're probably going to have to store what we harvest and look to sell it next year unless the price goes up over the winter, which is a little bit frustrating. And we only have today to harvest, which is snow on Saturday, minus temperatures on Sunday, so we've got to get it up today. We just need the ground to dry out so we can actually harvest it. We were planning to do this yesterday, but we had a day and a half's worth of rain previous to this, and the field's been ready to harvest for a little while. But the whole day yesterday, it didn't dry up once. So we are hoping it will dry at some point today for us to get this harvester, and then it's going to be all hands on deck to do our last harvest of the year. We've got some exciting things coming up as well. We've got some big plans for the farm over the winter to keep us going. It's just going to be a case of getting this last harvest done, and then we can start looking into some of these new things. Let's park the tractor up, turn it off. So yeah, it's just a case of waiting really at the minute. So what we'll do, we'll come back when it's dry enough to get the harvester, and we will hopefully manage to get the crop harvested before we lose the crop. So we'll see you soon. And we're back. So it's the following day. We found it didn't dry out enough to do the harvest yesterday. All day we waited, we fed the animals, we watered the animals, we did bits and pieces. And it never changed. It just stayed wet. Someone has just refueled one of my trucks by the looks of things. I've just lost some money for fuel. Anyway, so currently the soybeans are still ready to harvest. They haven't withered. Harvesting coming. Nighthawk's just gone and sold some eggs. That's the harvest income. That's coming up at the minute. That'll pay for the fuel that's just been used, I suppose. But yeah, so the soybeans are still here. We haven't been able to harvest them. We don't know when we're going to be able to harvest them. If we look at the forecast for the coming week, we are due rain and snow tonight, and it's minus temperatures all the way through. The chances of a harvest are getting less and less by the day. It's either going to wither or we're going to lose it to the weather and the frost. So it's frustrating for us. We didn't get it in till late. It's still harvest time, but obviously seasons create this thing of realism where weather and temperature affect what you can and can't do. We didn't get to plant it till quite late because the temperature didn't reach 10 degrees till quite late. So that's a lesson learnt from our point. We've got to try and get it in earlier. Whether we risk getting it in earlier before the temperature's correct or not is something we've got to think about if we do soybeans again. But currently it looks like we may lose the field and the money from the field, which we've only really lost the time and the seed cost, but still it's also profit we're not now going to get. But there's nothing we can do. We're still waiting and seeing if at some point before it goes bad it gets dry enough and we can harvest it, we'll jump on it as quickly as we can. So today's plan is the silage pit that was full of silage or grass is now fermented, and that is ready for us to take to the biogas. It's 250,000 litres. That's quite a bit of money. That should keep us going, hopefully. What we need to do, Nighthawk's got his truck there and Millie is currently loading it. We need to turn our truck off for a start. We're going to jump in our truck. We've got to take this over to the garage. We've got to increase the capacity it can hold, and then we'll go and join in and do a few runs delivering it. That's the plan currently. The one thing about these trucks, we paid extra to be able to have the back, so you can actually have a lower capacity or higher. The reason we have lower sometimes is the harvester we've been using, the cheapest harvester you can get, you can't raise the arm to take out the crops, so because of that you have to have the lower capacity, whereas we had this ready to go for the harvest and obviously we now can't do it. So we are going to customize, increase capacity, done. Won't cost us anything because we've already done it. And then we can jump back in our truck, reverse it back in, and go and help the others. So yeah, so although we've lost the money from the soybeans currently, I'm not holding out much hope for actually being able to do anything with them at this point. We have now got the money coming from the silage at least, so at least we'll have some money coming in. And that was one of our plans. We didn't think we'd be ready this quickly, but it is. But that's one of our plans for the winter, well, late autumn, winter time. And since we are due snow this evening, it kind of fits in quite nicely as a winter job. The reason we were selling the eggs was the price has gone stupidly high. The manor egg sell point is £2,000 per 1,000 litres, and we don't have 1,000 litres. But it's just an extra income instead of them just sitting there. I probably should have lights on. It's still a little bit early in the morning. Weather's not too bad today, but yeah, we're due rain and snow this evening, so the weather is going to change. So we need to get as much of this silage done as we can. We're probably going to overload the biogas quite quickly, and it may be a case of waiting around a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. But the more we get in before midnight, the more money we make at midnight. Although that will end up going on to tomorrow's profit for the day. We made a loss again yesterday. We're kind of making small gains and small losses at a time. We're still on £47,749, so it's not too bad. Right, let's see how these are getting on. Maybe it's still loading by the looks of things. Mine is loaded from the other side, so actually I can go in forwards. What I will do is I'm going to go and park up just here, and once Nighthawk is filled up, Millie can fill us. But yeah, it's a lot of silage. It looks like it's nearly full, to be fair.
70%.
It looks a lot more from the outside, to be honest.
Can you say 70%?
Yeah, 70%.
Yep.
Oh dear.
They hold 19,000 litres at a time when they're extended like we have. We're still waiting for the baby pig to arrive as well. The little piglet isn't quite here. If we have a look, it's now 0.0 years and 0.0 years. So any time now, we should get some piglets. Hopefully. This may be a long process.
I've lost count how many buckets I've put in it.
86%. Does that help? $94.
Nearly
The
there.
last one.
First truckload going. I will say it's parked at a funny angle.
No, it's to help Millie.
I will say, who filled the truck up with fuel?
Not guilty.
Someone did while I was looking at the soybeans, by the way.
I didn't have fuel truck.
No.
I picked up tractor, I drove here, I pick up silage.
Well, there's only 3 of us doing this, so it's only one of us 3.
I think it might have been Millie by mistake because he's right near the
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
gas thing, so it may have been the tractor.
Oh, possibly. I have got a full tank.
Yeah, it cost me £163 in fuel. I assumed you had.
I was having that little boxes.
Yeah, that's the fuel.
I thought it was Nighthawk's ghost.
No. Okay, so our turn. Is that in the right place for you, or do you need me to move it a little bit more?
A little bit further back, I reckon.
No, I angled mine so he had a
That'll
swing
do.
round so he didn't have to keep correcting himself.
There we go. So it's just a case of waiting for Millie to fill us up, and we'll deliver the first load from our truck.
Yeah, it might be time for you to take your coffee break now, soldier. Could take a little while.
So each bucket does what? 1,234 litres, which is 7%. So you're looking at
14 buckets?
yeah,
So
roughly.
it's 15,750%.
Yeah, so sorry, yeah, it wasn't 19,000 like I said. So yeah, you're looking at about 14 to 15 buckets. We've had one. This is number 2. At least we get to see Millie do some work. Millie hasn't been on the farm for quite a while. He's been busy with his real job. So it's quite nice to actually see him do some work for once.
Am I actually going to get paid today?
No, because we're
I
not
don't
making a
think-
profit this month.
Oh,
If we make a profit next month, you'll get paid, yeah.
that works.
I think the only months we've been profitable, the only person who's been paid is Nighthawk. Because he's the only one to help do it. It's been a
And I
weird
think I've been paid
situation.
once.
Oh, you did, yeah, you did quite early on. £1,000 or something, yeah.
And that was
Well, you've had a
right
couple
at
of
the
wages.
start.
You've had a couple of wages, actually.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. He's making it sound like I don't pay the workers, but I do.
He just doesn't pay me enough.
I just don't work.
Nighthawk
That's the
just
problem.
moans. And Millie just doesn't turn up. But we are getting there with the farm. It's we've nearly done a year. Well, after today, it'd be 9 months. We've done 9 months, 3 left of the months of the year left. And it's been a learning curve, like the soybeans. We're learning from that. You know, we've got to think about the fields going forward. I have already designed a plan for the fields and rotation to what will give us the best yields. We've got a plan to fertilise, which we'll do hopefully in a few days' time, and hopefully you'll get to see that as well. We have got an idea to make ourselves some more fields on the land we already own, because we have found on Marwell Manor the map itself doesn't give you enough contracts to sustain you. So we're now trying to make our own way of doing it and making that work for us. And we've got to utilise the land that we don't use. We were looking at one point of selling our main farm land that we first bought, but the downside to that is you lose the free fields. That's a tight gap Nighthawk is squeezing through. I don't know why he just didn't wait to the side, Nighthawk. Bit impatient. I hope he's got himself stuck.
No?
Don't
You can't
reverse
stop
into
there.
bang. Just
Just
reversed
missed
in. No, you reversed into it. See it bounce.
He didn't have to swing that wide though.
It made me feel better.
Okay.
Just to make you feel better, Millie, you're now on 50%.
What?
And you're on 0% on mine.
I feel like I've got the wrong end of the deal here.
Do you want to swap?
That's okay. The
At
boss
least
said
get
it's
me-
about time I did some work.
At least get me filled up first. I would suggest we could actually go and get the other tractor. Bucket's already here.
I think you're going to be in the way too much there if you
That's
start
the only
doing two
downside,
tractors in
isn't it? Yeah. We'll get there though. There's quite a lot of silage though.
You're telling me.
But yeah, so we have got some plans to try and increase the yield of the farm. The animals are coming good. We should be due some baby pigs anytime soon. 20 odd chickens now. Nighthawk's cows are due calves as well. We're hoping the sheep will produce wool. We've got a few plans in mind. But yeah, the first year has definitely been a learning curve. Some things have worked, some things haven't. We've made mistakes, and things we thought would work haven't worked, but you can only do this by learning. So we'll get there. It will just take time.
Yeah.
But yeah, currently my projection is we'll make a small profit for the first year. It won't be as big as I wanted, mainly because of the soybean issue, unless we can jump on that field at some point, which the way it's looking is not going to be likely. But we shall see what happens with that. That's going to be a wait and see kind of moment, I think, with that one. But yeah, I still think we are still set to make a small profit in our first year, which for any business is definitely a plus point.
I'm just used to not getting paid. It's all good.
And the workers will carry on mowing. That won't change into next year, admittedly. But yeah, hopefully we've got some exciting things coming up for the farm. We're hoping we'll make a big difference to things and make our lives easier. And we'll also give people a chance to see us do different things that we haven't done yet. It's kind of the aim. We do hope people are enjoying the videos. If you are, please like, subscribe so you can keep track of when the videos are coming out. Nighthawk is also showcasing the videos on his YouTube channel as well. 94%, Millie.
Oh, so are we there yet?
Nearly. Some of these jobs are a bit tedious, but that's farming. You know, that's how it is in real life as well. There we go. This should be the last one, hopefully. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100%. Yay! Right. So we can now, if I face out to the truck properly, we can turn the truck on. I've actually never really looked inside this truck properly. It's really cool. The detail inside the truck is amazing. It is a very, very good mod. Very detailed.
I bet yours isn't as clean as mine.
What, inside or outside?
Inside.
That's only because you clean yours. He's bought himself a pressure washer to clean. He's a little bit obsessed. His OCD kicks in a little bit.
A little bit obsessed?
Neat and tidy, neat and tidy.
Because I can't remember, what is the truck actually called? Do you remember?
It's the man, I think, isn't it?
That'll be under owned items, but I can't see it.
That's right.
No, it's the Lizard D754.
So this is the D754 truck pack by AAA Modding. Just for reference, like I say, I've never really had a proper look inside the vehicle, and the detail is really good, including the safety sign on the dashboard. It's a lot of buttons. I don't know what they all do, to be honest. I should concentrate. There are lights. I should actually watch how I'm pulling out of here. Right, so off we are to the off we go to the biogas. Not off we are. Let's concentrate on our driving this time. But yeah, so off we go to the biogas. We can unload our lot of silage. We can also have a quick look at what other silage bags we've still got to put in and check how long they've got left. I think they've still got quite a while though. Overtaking a car, probably not a good idea. Ah, yeah, that was a crash into a car I should have avoided. It's going a little bit too quickly.
There we go. All good.
Right, so here we are. So we should if I remember the buttons, R1 triangle. No. I was trying to turn the help window off so I could actually see what I was doing a little bit better. And currently it's not helping me.
L1, R1 and triangle.
There we go. Yeah, mine's made a mistake. It's not actually going in the biogas, it's just on the floor.
Oh dear.
It's because I tipped from a different side to Nighthawk, I think that's the issue. So I will have to, yeah, I can now do it. R1 triangle is right when the prompt appears. I will have to get a tractor and a bucket and sort it out shortly. After that little fiasco.
Hang on, have you just spilt all that silage that I loaded up?
I stopped pouring quite quickly. About half of it. While we're here though, we will have a quick look. So these silage bales here, this is all from that one field. The messy side here is Nighthawk's unloading. And the stacked up nicely area here is my unloading.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nighthawk got a bit jealous and knocks them over.
There was a... No, I did not.
They've got 8 hours to go. So actually we're going to get quite a bit of money from the biogas in the next day or so, which will make a massive difference to us. So what we'll do, we'll leave this here for the time being. We'll come back probably around the last load from the silage pit. I think that's probably our best bet at this point, rather than just sit waiting for Millie to actually load us up. So we'll see you again shortly. Hello. So we're just finishing off taking the silage to the biogas. There is one more load to go after this, but Millie is currently unloading his at the biogas, and then we'll unload ours, and we are done. And you may be thinking the speed we've taken is quite quick, and you may think that that's down to Millie's perfect loading.
Yep.
We'd be lying if we said that was the case. Nighthawk had the bright idea of spending 30 to 40 grand on conveyor belts. So he is owning them. It's on his account. It's on his loan. It's nothing to do with the main farm. I currently disagree with buying them. But it was his decision. He has sped things up, admittedly. He's also bringing the forklift now, so we can get these bales in once we've finished unloading everything else. But it looks like we're going to make a decent amount of money. I'm estimating 30 to 40,000 pounds just from the silage pit. You add the bales on top, we're probably looking at a profit of about 60 grand, hopefully, especially if we can get it all in before midnight, which is a massive amount of money for the farm. That'll probably be the most we've earned in one go. We still can't harvest the soybeans. The field has stayed too wet all day again, and we are due snow later on tonight, which could be a bit interesting. But as it stands, we are making money. So we're going to leave it there for today. Next time we're back, I should be able to let you know exactly how much we made, and hopefully we'll be able to do one of our plans for the farm as well. That's the aim anyway. But currently, as things stand, every time we make a plan it seems to go wrong. But we are trying to endeavour to actually follow through with what we plan to do. So we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.